Hollow Knight Silksong is not a realistic game for indie developers to make. Before you make a take based on that statement alone, please allow me to explain. Silksong is amazing. Hollow Knight is amazing, but it should not be the standard, at least for indie. For AAA, they're throwing. They need to make games like this. But for indie, this is such an insane achievement. Silksong is a game that took 7 years to develop. And the only reason it could be developed is because Hollow Knight was already successful and made Team Cherry millionaires. The reason this game took so long to make was literally because the devs were just having too much fun. It was supposed to be a DLC and they were like, nah, dude, we could just do more. But the devs are able to do that because they had their one successful game before it. The same is true for other popular indie devs. Toby Fox has been working on Deltarune for about a decade and it isn't done. Same with Concerned Ape, who's been working on Haunted Chocolatier. But every time Concerned Ape learns something, he goes back to Stardew to update it. They can take as long as they need to make their next game because they already have the money to do so. But the average indie dev is not gonna make one of these games. It takes a very long time, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, and a lot of risk. And for someone who doesn't have the financial backing, it's like an impossible task. It's okay to make smaller games. I think a lot of people look at indie games like this and go, oh, I need to go in a cave for 10 years and come back with a masterpiece. Like, you don't need to make something this massive on your first go. You can, but it has to be that good, and that means it'll take forever to make. Silksong took 7 years, even with all the tools they already had for making Hollow Knight. Concerned Ape worked on Stardew for about 5 years and was supported by his wife the whole time. Toby Fox made Undertale in the Homestuck guy's basement. So while these games are incredibly impressive, especially for Team Cherry, who has 3 people, it can only happen if you have the time and the money. And the sad reality is most people don't. Game development is incredibly difficult. And when it comes to indie games, you don't need to be the biggest, most beautiful game ever made to be good. I mean, look at Balatro, look at web fishing. Like, you can make smaller experiences and build up to something bigger. AAA studios, on the other hand, yeah, they should be making games like Silksong because they have the time, they have the money, they have the resources to do so, but instead they made Call of Duty 85. YouTube!